Hey guys, this is Mike, and you have no clue how hard it was to put this video together. It took me about 3 days, and I've had to. There was some of the digital footage was corrupted, so I've had to sack some of the good stuff. Anyway, what we have here is a black bear, and if you take a look at it, it is black. If you take a look at this bear, it's really black. But don't be confused. Many black bears, I've seen them cinnamon coloured, I've seen them blonde, I've seen them brown, I've seen them black. So black bears are not always black. Anyway, this guy here, I lowered my camera down so that I could get some smaller mammal footage, like the mice and the squirrels and the chipmunks, and then I put some nuts and I put down some sweet corn, and this guy came along and he's found it. I've not seen this bear before. This guy's new to me. And what he's thinking, or she's thinking about, excuse me, leave the camera alone. They keep ripping my camera open. Like tonight I went up the mountain and it was open again. This guy keeps opening up my camera. Anyway, what this guy's trying to do now is he or she is trying to get as much mass as she can by October so she can hibernate. Whether a creature can hibernate or not is dependent on the mass that they have. That's why smaller mammals such as mice and shrews and all those kind of things, they cannot. Why am I talking about small mammals? Anyway, those guys cannot hibernate because they can't generate enough mass. I mean, imagine a huge mouse won't be able to walk. So what they do is they live in a subnivean zone. They live beneath the snow and create tunnels, and they take the ambient heat that the earth is giving off. So they're trying to keep them warm, and in the summertime when there's lots of food around, they're very solitary apart from the breeding, and they'll fight each other. But in the winter, it's survival is socially cohesive. In other words, they'll get together and try to keep the warmth. They'll kind of semi-hibernate, keep awake. They'll have stores of food, which they'll dip into. Other creatures, other creatures can. Oh, here comes the camera again. Other creatures can fly away. Like, I don't know how they do it. If hummingbirds, the size of a hummingbird, can fly all the way to Mexico or Florida and come back every year. I mean, it's thousands and thousands of miles. But this guy here, she's on about 20,000 calories a day, and then they'll go into hibernation. And during the hibernation, unlike the smaller mammals, these guys will not wake up. If it's a she and she's pregnant, she will give birth when she's hibernating. She won't wake up. She won't go to the bathroom or anything. She will give birth, and then the cub will feed, because it's a mammal, will feed on the milk while the mother is hibernating. I mean, sometimes I caught up in the packages that come from Amazon, and these guys are doing crazy stuff. Anyway, and so bears coming up to about 30 miles an hour, but they don't really hunt. They kind of eat ants and termites and small bugs, and they'll eat berries, they'll eat fruits, they will eat plants. So yes, whereas we often think of them hunting big prey, but that's not really their food. And they also eat carrion. Now, please keep this to yourselves. Back 22 years ago when I worked for an environmental centre, people would hit like an elk or a deer, and they'd call us up and say, hey, you guys have got birds of prey, you've got eagles, you've got hawks, you've got owls. Can we donate this roadkill? Can we donate this 1,200 pound elk to you? And you chop it up and feed it to the birds. So yeah, so we'd bring this huge elk in, we'd chop up all the meat, and we'd freeze the meat. But because I was broke and struggling at the time, between me and you, I used to find the best cuts of the elk, and I'd put it in a Ziploc bag, and I'd take it home and keep them stored. So my winter, I would eat boiled elk, fried elk, I would eat stewed elk, you name it, I would eat it. So I kind of lived off roadkill during those times. I remember going on a road trip once with school, and we came back and somebody said to me, would you do me a favour, would you check on my milk, because they were away and I was in Basalt, and there was no street lights, it was pitch black, and I walked, checked the person's mail, came back, I didn't take a flashlight with me or a torch, And I saw this huge dog in the road, and I thought, uh-oh. I thought I'd better approach it, gently. So I said, "Hey there, fella," and I went down to stroke this dog, and guess what? It wasn't a dog. I saw the white of the muzzle. It was a black bear. And luckily for that, me and that black bear, we had an unspoken rule. I walk one way, and he or she walks the other way. That was pretty terrifying. I've got some more bear stories. But anyway, just take a look at this bear. It's a beautiful thing. Look at it. Great swimmer, great climber, great runner, and just good looking. Bears rule. Bears for president!